Jean Pisani-Ferry. G20 leaders in Los Cabos released a communiqué in which they expressed their support to implement concrete steps towards a more integrated financial architecture that would also include banking supervision and more guarantees for bank depositors. What exactly does this mean?
What is striking in this G20 communiqué is the very explicit, very ambiguous support given to the idea of a banking union in Europe. Banking union, it is, as it is called now, is moving to European level responsibility for supervision, deposit insurance and banking crisis resolution. It's an idea that which Bruegel has written extensively, and we are planning to write again soon. But it's an idea that seemed to be quite outlandish not long ago, and certainly has emerged as one key component of the possible agenda for the next European Summit. It has been endorsed by France. It's being supported from the outside strongly by the UK, provided they don't participate. It's being supported by Italy. Many other countries have indicated interest, and Germany was reluctant, but has moved, indicating that for larger banks it would wish to look at the idea. And now the endorsement by the G20 may mean that we are moving closer. Now the question is how precise, how far the discussion will now go.
After the Greek elections last Sunday, the European Union seemed confident that the newly appointed government would be able to stick to the terms of the bailout program. Nevertheless, momentum for the financial markets didn't last for long. What exactly is needed to restore confidence in the financial markets?
I think market worries go much beyond Greece. They're worried about Spain. They're worried about the architecture of the euro area. They're worried about the degree of commitment there is on the part of the member states, how willing they are to contemplate bold steps. So I think it's much beyond Greece. Greece could have been a sort of catastrophic event in the case the Greek government would have arrived that would have challenged participation or questioned participation in monetary union. The fact that it did not happen is not, I mean, it just removes one tail risk. It does not mean that stability exists in the euro area in general.
Recently, there have been lots of discussions about the possibility of renegotiating the Greek bailout program. How much scope is there for renegotiation?
Everybody, I think, now recognizes what is obvious, that the program is off track, that the commitments entered into at the time of the negotiation of the second Greek package back in February, I think, they were not implemented because there was no government in charge. I mean, there was essentially a caretaker government for the time of the two elections. So now I have to look at what the situation, the budgetary slippages, worsening economic situation. GDP is significantly below what was expected to be. All the dire situation in a number of public services also. So there will be a scope for renegotiation. Now, my assumption is that the scope will be very limited, that the creditors want to renegotiate fundamentally the terms of the program. They will want to make an adjustment to it. The big question, I think, beyond the adjustment of the parameters is what can be done to foster growth much more effectively than has been done so far. Greece is in the fifth year of a recession. Using the structural funds, as we at Bruegel have advocated, in a more forceful way by front-loading them and actually spending the money that is unspent, that is earmarked for Greece but has remained unspent, would be a good idea. I mean, and there is a lot of support for it, but on the ground it's facing difficulties in terms of finding good projects, good investments, good users of this money. beyond, I think, some of the initiatives that were discussed in the past, like the program for putting state assets under a holding company, injecting capital so that they can gain in value and earmarking them for later privatization, is perhaps something that should be revived. But I think we certainly need initiatives to go beyond the mere adjustment of the parameters of the program that is now in the cards.